Have you ever caught yourself going to work on your day off? I think we all do it. I did it after I left my job of 17 years. I would just wake up, oh, I gotta go to work. And that's what happens when we go into this routine of every day is the same. Monday through Friday, every day is the same. Year after year, it's the same thing. We drive the same roads, we eat the same thing, we hang out with the same people. Everything becomes a routine, and sometimes routines are good because they make us efficient in that we don't have to be making different choices every day. So it's efficient and it makes us consistent on what we're doing. But if we're not careful, we can end up in the life of boredom, poverty, and frustration, and all these bad things are not good for our life. They're not good for our life because eventually they can lead to sadness, even depression, and this attitude of, why do I even work so much? I have a boring life. Why? It's just a lack of motivation, and that's why I call it a sin. Because monotony, the same thing, where your days just get mixed up and they all look the same, that is not a way to live. We only have one life to live. And so what do? We have to decide what kind of life we want to do and what kind of lifestyle we want to have, and how are we going to acquire that. Because at the end, if we put in some time and effort into it, we're not going to be the same person right in a year if we start putting in a system, changing our routines. And I have 4 action steps that we need to take. So if you want to learn how to become a different person, a different lifestyle within a year, or depending on how good you are with taking these steps, then go to the long form video. And if you decided to stay, we'll just continue right now. So how is it that boredom comes out of the routine? Boredom was pretty basic. We have the same environment, so it gets boring. You come into your house, you see the same decor, or sometimes even people will go out and remodel their house, but they don't remodel themselves. We can have the same haircut, the same light, the same way we dress. Year after year, we're dressing with the same, we're talking the same. Sometimes we even watch the same movie more than 3 times. And so they're the same experiences. If we're hanging out with the same people, we're gonna have the same experiences. Even the conversations start to go on repeat. And then this monotony also leads to poverty because it's limiting our growth. If you're always doing the same thing, working the same task at your job, same conversations, there's no room for growth. And if you're not growing and challenging yourself, all of that is going to lead to poverty because the world is constantly changing. Even if in your job, like me, I was in my job for more than 15 years, and over time, my responsibilities changed. And so you got to challenge yourself constantly, even if you're in the same job. But even then, as you grow, as you progress, that job is going to be too small for you. So you got to keep looking, and that way you don't have the same income, the same skills. Because those 2 things are going to make you poor. And then this poverty and this boredom leads to frustration. Because frustration is the result of being constant in what you're doing, being consistent. Every day you go to work, every day every week you get your check, you have your results, but they're always the same, and that's frustration because you don't see any results. It's always the same thing. And if we know this, why do we resist change? why are we so afraid of change? Well, I have some of my reasons of why it took me so long to change. It's fear of what people may think. That people, like, say if I want to change my whole lifestyle from being an office administrative person, and now I want to change to be a woman that looks like she's on vacation all the time, that's a big change. And so there's that fear of rejection of the new people that you want to meet. There's fear of failing, of not being able to go through your decisions. It is fear of being criticized and people telling you, but how are you going to do that? Just nobody believing in you. And the fear of the past, because the past is going to pop up once in a while and tell us, hey, remember this, remember that. And when people learn what you did in the past, they're gonna think you're a fake. And so the past is going to be coming back, wanting to stay in your life. So these are reasonable excuses to be afraid of change, but it's not enough to hold us back, okay? We have to enjoy our life because we only have one. And a life that is worthwhile is always constantly giving you new experiences, challenges for your growth, because your growth makes you progress into prosperity. So here are the 4 action steps to finally get out of being that robotic, boring, emotionless person living on autopilot. Okay, these are 4 things that I have done that have helped me. So first, you need to identify what you want. What kind of lifestyle do you want? How do you want to look? What kind of friends do you want? What kind of experience do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Think of a skill that you enjoy doing and master it so that someone can pay you for that skill. And then number 2, you got to change your perspective, because like I was in this job and I felt that I was stuck in this job because I had a family to raise. And so I changed my perspective, and I think that's one of the reasons I lasted so many years there, because it was in the meantime job. And so I took this job as a training. It was training me for my future. And I was grateful that they were giving me a paycheck so I can have a shelter, so I could pay my utilities, my cars. So be grateful for the job that you do have right now, and think of how this job is preparing you for something better. And the third one is, it's very important. You have to decide what habits, what you're going to drop. And of course, you're going to drop the bad habits. Like the bad habits of getting out of bed too late. Bad habits of smoking, drinking too much. It's watching too much TV. Those are all bad habits. And then you have to replace each bad habit with the new good habit. And those new good habits, make sure that you pick the ones that fit your new lifestyle. So the new good habits are going to be maybe fasting once in a while. We're going to the gym, doing self-care, reading more books, improving your skill. And so those are new habits that are going to replace the bad habits. And you have to make sure you do that, because that's the only way to get rid of bad habits. And so now that you have your new habits, you're going to have to be patient, have faith, and be consistent. And how do you do that? With a checklist. So you write on your checklist everything that you have to do every day. And in this checklist, you're going to remind yourself to do your habits, and remind yourself of why you're doing them, because this is the new person that you are. So change is going to be hard. This new journey is going to be hard because bad habits are very hard to break. But if you persist and you stay patient, the easier those habits will become, and then they will even become a pleasure to perform. And the more you do your habits, progress is gonna show up. And as you see that progress, that fear of failure is gonna fade away. And as your fear of failure fades away because you're seeing your progress, you become a more confident person. And as you become more confident because you see the progress, your skills are better, and you feel more prepared. And all of this will make you better prepared for better opportunities. And you're gonna outgrow your job, you're gonna outgrow some of the people from your past, and new people are gonna come in to replace those people. And those new people are gonna be more like the new you, and those better opportunities are gonna bring you more money, and this is gonna bring you new experiences. New people, new experiences, and more money, more places to visit, more things to do. And so eventually, you're just gonna be making new memories. And those memories from the past, especially the bad memories, those are just gonna disappear and be replaced with good new memories. And the memories from the past that do stick are gonna be the ones that gave you life lessons and bring you happiness and a smile to your face. So yes, change is difficult and it's scary, but it's worthwhile. And thank you, and I hope this works for you as it worked for me. And remember to subscribe, please, and refer this video to somebody.